Seriously, I've been like watching TLO stream so much recently just for that kitten. It is so adorable. It just like sleeps by his keyboard. It's just like, oh, I just want to actually go and fly over to TLO's place and like hug that kitten. And it's gonna be deer, so we're gonna be seeing a ZVP here. People were saying it's Antigua before. Is it actually Antigua? It could be Antigua.
김도호 선수가 너무나 잘해주고 있거든요. 어떻게 보면 이제 지난 시즌에 신인왕을 받았던 본인의 명성에 좀 금이 갔다라고도 할 수 있는 이번 시즌 성적. 오늘 경기를 이제 시작으로 해서 다시 한번 이제 부활할 수 있는 그런 기회로 삼아야 될 것입니다. 네, 자 신도호 선수와 백동준 선수가 안티가 두 선수에서 경기를 펼치게 됩니다.
Oh, I didn't mean after this game, guys. I was just responding to the guy who asked me if I would 1v1 him after. I'll finish the series, or at least I'll try to. I still have like an hour and a bit. Yeah. Alright, look at this, we have nice 16:9 resolution on the esports TV stream. This is quite nice, looks like they fixed it. Looks like because I kept QQing on the weekend, the esports TV was like, that Sayle guy, man, he keeps BMing our stream. Maybe we should, you know, give them resolution that makes sense. Anyway, you know what? I would be completely fine if it was 4:3 as well, but the problem was that they were just broadcasting 16:9 squashed into 4:3, so everything just looked really weird. Because it's like, you know, there are that's an interesting pylon placement. Okay. So he's not going to wall on the ramp. What? Alright, let's see what he does here. Maybe he's got like some sick new wall off. Or I guess you don't necessarily have to wall off on the ramp. I guess if you can kind of like wall with the Nexus, maybe? And that'll be like slightly safer? I don't know. Let's see what he does. All the Protosses I've seen wall on the ramp. But it's probably, he's probably just like making a tighter wall off there.
자, 지금 이렇게 탄력을 받을 때, 그리고 신노열 선수 입장에서 특히 삼성 입장에서는 애결까지 만들어야 되거든. 전반전 뺏겼으니까. 자, 그러면 오늘
Alright, apparently that is what he's doing. Okay, cool. Anyway, RorO's just gonna be doing a standard 14 pull there. I think that was. Might have been on 15 actually, I wasn't really paying attention.
저그가 한 번도 출전한 적이 없었는데 나왔어요. 그리고 맵에 대한 성적도 그렇게까지 좋지가 않습니다. 1승밖에 하지 못했던 맵이고 반면에 STX는 이 맵에서 한 번도 진 적이 없어요. 그래서 이 맵은 꼭 잡아주고
So he's actually gone up to 17 supply.
어떻게 보면 그런 역할을 하기 위해서 것입니다.
Deer has and has he made a forge yet? I'm looking on the minimap, I don't actually see anything in his base. Okay, no, there's the forge. Just made it now. And also going to pylon block the hatchery. So the drone's just going to go over here to the third and make it. Not a big deal. And he'll let that one finish. That's alright. So it's 17 forge, 17 nexus it looks like from Deer. And cannon. So that's gonna be nice. It's gonna have one cannon there. It's gonna cover everything. Although I'm not. So people have said this is the old wall off. I don't know. I'm just like thinking about this wall off. You know what this wall off reminds me of? This wall off reminds me of the wall off that Protosses would do on Destination against Zergs, because you can't actually wall off the front of the bridges. You actually have to wall off between the ramp and the Nexus, and that was always really bad, because then the Zerg could just like, you know, go fast Hydras and just range everything from outside your wall and just like, Hydras! Well, I guess you can't do that in you can't, well, I guess the StarCraft 2 equivalent would be like fast roaches. You can just like run around the side and start poking stuff. I mean, I guess this is like what happens on Metalopolis, right? Because it's like such a wide area, you just like wall between the Nexus and the ramp. But then like stuff just runs around the side, and you just like, I can't mine from these minerals anymore. I can't mine from these minerals, and you're very sad.
중후반에 찌르는 그런 이제 뭐 바퀴
But you know what?
맞기에는
We shall have faith in Deer.
그렇죠.
He is the guy who beat Flash.
바퀴 같은 유닛으로 타격할 수 있기 때문에
He's also transferring quite a number of probes there, actually. I thought it was slightly more efficient to just rally new probes to your natural.
네.
I actually started doing that recently because we had that discussion on the stream where I was like, hey guys, why do people not transfer workers and they only rally new ones? And then I actually read the Liquid. I don't know if it's a Liquipedia article, but I think there's an article in the strategy forums. There's like a recommended thread on like how the resource distribution or the resource income actually works. You know, on how many you transfer versus like how much you gain and that kind of stuff. And there's actually some very interesting math and theory there. And yeah, so I started copying that. Anyway, so RorO's just running up as usual on his 3 bases. And we don't see any tech just yet, still waiting for that. Oh no, the core is actually finished now. No 3rd gas yet. What is he going to do? RorO is pretty good at this game. So maybe he'll try some kind of crazy all-in. I don't know. We saw Best try to do some crazy all-in on this map against it wasn't Effort, it was some other Zerg. Who was it actually? It was against, I don't know, it was against some Zerg where he tried to do some like Immortal Blink Stalker all-in or something, and then he got scouted, and so he tried to expand and just got completely owned. It's quite funny. Anyway, it looks like Overlord barely staying alive there, but he did get to see the 3rd gas and no 4th gas. And it is actually going to be a Stargate. Alright, so it's going to get 1 Void Ray out, get some Phoenix after. And yeah, looks like it's going to start putting on some pressure with the initial Stalker and Zealot. A Roach one has just started, as well as starting speed. So there's only Slowlings on the field right now. So that Zealot and Stalker can do a little bit of damage here. Well, let's see. Interestingly, RorO actually took both gases at his 3rd before his main or natural gases even. He's got 1 gas in his main and both gases at his 3rd. So he's on 3 gas in total right now. Looks like getting 1 gas at his natural as well. I wonder, that could be partially because of like drone distribution. Maybe he has more drones at his 3rd. But also I think it might be like because you know, this kind of early poking from the Protoss is likely going to go to his 3rd base. So he might go in there and see both gases and assume that the Zerg's taken all 6 gases when instead he's only got 4 or 3. So it could you know, make him misread the build, but it looks like it's going to be some very early aggression here. 5 Zealots already out to help support this Void Ray. And that's going to get spotted by RorO. He's going to have to spawn a couple extra queens here to help deal with that and start pumping out damn roaches. He does have 11 roaches in production here. Here they go. Starting to pop out. Looks like 1 queen is going to being targeted down. The 1st queen does go down. The Void Ray is going to go into the main with the Phoenix support while the Ground Army goes into the 3rd. The Ground Army is just going to get completely crushed here by the roaches. Only managing to kill 1 queen for, you know, a number of Zealots and a Stalker. And there do seem to be enough queens to ward away the Void Ray. There's also a Spore Crawler up at the 3rd, it looks like, presumably 1 in the main as well. So that attack really didn't do anything. And now his Void Ray is getting pushed away again. RorO's got to be careful to stay on the creep. Meanwhile, some Lings looks like just going to deny the 3rd base there. So I'm not really sure what, you know, Deer was trying to accomplish with that attack, but whatever it was, he didn't accomplish it, unfortunately for him. Looks like he's going to go back in for another round here with that Void Ray. There's 1 Spore Crawler. There's a billion Overlords here. RorO's actually at 109 out of 142 supply. So he overmade Overlords just a little. I mean, you know, maybe he thought he would lose a couple to this Air Force of the Protoss, so he's like, well, I'll make a couple extra just so I don't get supply blocked. But either way, oh, Queen's got to be careful. Phoenix coming in here is going to start taking down one of these Queens. Nice transfuse on the Queen. A 3rd Queen coming in to help on the ground. I think that will be okay. Looks like, yep. Oh, is he going to keep it? I think he did lose that 1 Queen. I actually couldn't tell right there. Meanwhile, no, they're in Spore Crawler range now, so they have to be even more careful. And that 1 Phoenix in the red health is going to get away. But now the Roach counterattack is going into the 3rd base here. There is an Immortal out, but not enough sentries. Only 1 force field there, 1 bad force field, and the Roaches immediately go in and take out the Immortal. The Phoenix is going to come back and try and help out, but this is not enough Stalkers doing DPS on the ground. Oh my goodness, this attempt at a 3rd is going to get completely shut down. He lost his Immortal and those sentries. The Phoenix flying overhead, just looking on like idiots. I don't know why he's morphing in there. He can't save that. There's way too many roaches. Well, maybe not actually with that Immortal on the Phoenix. Actually, never mind. There were not actually that many. So he's going to clean up the roaches. But now he's got like an Immortal and no sentries on the ground. Man, really needs those sentries. Losing those expensive gas units. Not what you want to be doing. Meanwhile, looks like some infestors going to start coming out here. Getting the energy upgrade for that. Looks like +2 air, or sorry, not air attack, range attack rather, on the way for RorO. And we have Colossi on the way with a second robotics actually for Deer. I mean, mass pumping out those Colossi, but without that third base, he can't really afford it. I mean, he's getting the third base now, going to start doing some drone harassment, but his economy is definitely not amazing, or not good enough to support the double Robo Colossi. And oh no, it looks like RorO actually just moving in here. RorO being hyper aggressive with these roaches. I don't know if that's the best idea, but it looks like he's just taking advantage of the low sentry count now, picking off 2 more sentries, going after the Immortal, just taking down all the super expensive units. And that Immortal, I think, is it going to go down? The probes might want to come off and help block. The Immortal is going to go down. And that is absolutely a great trade for RorO. He traded like 8 roaches for 2 sentries and an Immortal. Just all that gas. And he even got burrows, so there's 1 roach still there. Man, Deer just cannot get any sentries up whatsoever. He's still actually got 0 sentries right now. He has no sentries anywhere. That is so bad. Look, he's got 4 stalkers and 4 zealots. He just has no gas. He has managed to get his third base up though, but RorO's now taking the center expansion, so he's fine. And now a bunch more roaches coming out here. Instead of doing like the multi-pronged, you know, max roach attack, he's just like running in headlong. He's like, screw multi-pronged attacks, man. Let me just go in the front and just kill him. And here we go, 1,000,000 roaches. The Colossi is out. I don't think it has extended thermal lance yet. No, it does not. Does not have the range upgrade, so it's going to get targeted down immediately here. Oh man, completely mauling that Immortal. And actually, if the roaches go into the natural, they could even kill the robotics bay before the upgrade finishes. But no, looks like they're going to go into the third base here instead. The Phoenix trying to do what they can, but he's going to lose 1 billion probes here. Most likely going to lose a Nexus, even though he's warping in a few more units. There's not enough stuff. And now the infestors are even coming out to help out with the roaches. So this is just looking worse and worse for Deer here. I mean, the Phoenix doing what they can, but what can Phoenix do against 1,000,000 roaches? Not very much. And GG from Deer. RorO taking the game pretty easily right there, making Deer look quite bad, to be honest. I don't know, Deer did not look very impressive at all. So RorO getting a win here for Khan, and they do need it. Of course, they need to win this best of 3 in order to take it to an ace match. If STX take the next 2 games, then they will take the series.
완벽하게 적의 심리까지 이용하면서 신노열 선수를 무너뜨리기에는 조금 빌드 자체가 그리고 운영 자체가 덜 다듬어졌다라는 이런 느낌이 강하고요.
네, 조성호 선수가 한 발 달아나니까 바로 신노열 선수가 따라 붙었어요. 자, 그러면서 신노열 선수는 1승 더 추가 7승 2패까지 다승 순위에서 여전히 공동 2위 쫓아갑니다. 사실 이렇게 초반에 딱 들어왔던 공격, 이 공격에서 어쨌든 하나도 얻어간 것이 없었기 때문에 여기서 여왕 한쪽에 줄인 거 말고는 거의 없었다고 봐야죠.
그렇죠. 일단은 가장 중요한 것이 우주관문의 위치였습니다. 우주관문의 위치가 그 대군주에게 바로 노출이 됐다는 것 자체가 거기에다가 이제 빌드 상성이 초반에 가스를 빠르게 가져가지 않았던 신노열 선수의 빌드 상성과 모든 것들이 마치 이제 영화의 한 장면 같이 짜여져 있는 각본과 같이 그렇게 이루어졌다라는 게 이런 경기 결과를 만들었습니다.
네, 신노열 선수의 손안에 있었어요, 완벽하게.
네, 상대가 배부르게 먹은 상대가 배부르게 먹은 내 자신이 상대가 뭘 하는지도 알고 있는데 진 이유가 없잖아요.
그럼요. 신노열의 파워, 다시 한번 보여주면서.
Protein Clock, if you do that and you make too many Immortals, the Zerg can just go Muta. Like, you can't, if you commit to that, you have to know that he's going roaches. And if he goes Mutas, you're just completely boned. That actually happened to me once. I went double Robo Immortal.